In this video I want to talk about the difference of swing trading and day trading. Now swing trading can be explained in different ways as well as day trading, I understand that, but to clarify what I mean by swing trading and day trading is the following. This is the weekly chart of the Great British Pound against the US dollar. I purposely left my previous trend lines that I drew on there. I left it on because in this way I can show you how I look at the market. From a weekly perspective, this was an uptrending phase for this currency pair. That's a no-brainer. Did I enter this trade right away after the first higher high, lower low? Probably not. Probably I came in a little after that. Doesn't matter where I came in. The thing that does matter is that once price is breaking these previous support levels, also it was a resistance, so when price started moving in this area, I think it sparked my interest. I've probably, the first line I drew on there was like this, because these two would connect. This would be a failed attempt to break out, followed by a strong green bar, and then after that we go further to the upside. This is of course the weekly chart, so I'm not actually trading the weekly, but you get my point when it comes to price action, how to identify when to get in or when to get out. Same thing goes over here. Once this all happened, this was probably news driven as well, but for weeks this came down. It broke this level. It also broke this level back then, which was support resistance area. It never actually came back to retest, so it was pretty aggressive sell-off. But like I said, that's a lot of Brexit news or maybe things like that in price for this move. Doesn't matter for now. So swing trading this would be something like if we see that a certain trend line comes on and we see a pullback into previous support resistance zones and previous trend lines, then this could be an area where it will spark my interest. So when I get in somewhere around here, I put in a trade and I'll let it run for a while. Of course, I've identified this level, and I've probably identified this level as well as previous supports or previous resistances. So that's likely that price will react over there. Well, and that being said, that's exactly what I look for in a swing trade. I enter after the pullback is complete, and I am looking to exit once I see things like top patterns like double tops or triple tops, or head and shoulder patterns, or these kinds of spikes that tend to give a sign of a trend or a move that's running out of steam. So again, this is still the weekly chart, so let us zoom in a little bit to the daily chart to get a clear view on where we are at this moment. Well, at the time I made this video, we had this move to the downside. Then we had some kind of a double bottom. This is the daily chart, so this is in fact more information on actually getting ready to take a trade. Kind of a double bottom, because this is also a pin bar which touched into previous support area and turned around right away, and then we had this huge move. So now that it broke, I am waiting for a pullback on this one into maybe this resistance area will become a support area. If not, we can see some further down move. Doesn't matter, because we cannot say for now what will happen. What we'll do once price starts moving down, we start to monitor it. We put in a trend line. We'll start to figure out where we will find a bottom. When we find that on lower time frames, probably, then I would be ready to enter. And looking at this chart, I would look at the past, and in this case, price is stalling near this area where price found support and found resistance. Is now again finding resistance. So this is a level to be watching. It will probably bounce off of this. When it turns around, we'll see another move into this area at least, but probably we'll find some resistance over here if it continues to move. So that's just an idea. You know, we never know ahead if that actually works out, but if it does, this is a likely scenario. We look at previous price action, we know where price will could probably stall or turn around or go in for another pullback. In swing trading, a pullback, let me point it out, so this could be a potential entry level, and we have this potential to the upside. So looking at the risk reward ratio, this is something I would trade. Of course, the price action on the lower time frames, or the structure of this whole chart needs to confirm that a pullback occurs, and after the pullback we'll see another move to the upside. Also, if this would be a point where price will turn around, I would put in the first trend line coming from here, touching this reversal area and drawing it further up. Most likely after the new pullback, we touch the trend line again, we probably touch a previous resistance or support level, and that again could be a possible setup for us like this to be entering a swing trade. So that to clarify what I mean by a swing trade. Okay, well, let's put it on. We don't there's nothing wrong with that. This, for example, is the 5-minute chart. Now I know 5 minute, 1 minute, maybe 15 minute. There are a lot of ways to be trading a certain a daily time frame. The thing to me is, when day trading or swing trading, what I just showed you is pretty clean. It's pretty clean price action. It's very it's different than this same charts, the same British pound, US dollar, but this is actually a 5-minute chart. So if you are looking at this, you tell me where is the real support or resistance area. After this move, of course, we would have seen a pullback, but we thought it was over, but it wasn't. We see more of a pullback, we see even a pullback into these levels, which actually become something of importance. We have to look further back to find information that confirms this is an actual level, but it's really hard to see on a lower time frame where the levels are that you should be watching. I think if you put in an hourly trend line, that this pullback indeed did communicate with this. It's a resistance support kind of thing. I think that is what we were looking at. So if you're day trading, make sure you also got a different window open with the hourly, the daily, or whatever chart there is on. Because when you look at the 5-minute chart and you try to find entries and exits, you will get stopped out a lot. Because if I would look at this chart and I would only look at this particular part here, if this was my day of trading, and I was looking at this area here to get in, I would for sure say that this would be a support level. And indeed, price does move out. I get some confirmation because these resistance zone at the top get broken as well. But after that, we get a huge sell-off. So maybe I would get in around here, and around 2 hours later, price is over here. And then at the end of the day, when I get back to my charts and I look at it, price is back at this support level, which acted as support as well. But this support where I actually came in got broken, so this would be a losing trade because of the choppiness of this 5-minute chart. So now you're probably thinking, if you know that this is real support, you never knew in advance that the price would react like that over here as well. You can also argue that this would be a better place to say where the price is moving into this area. Also, arguably, if you know you're wrong a little bit, you're right a little bit. I don't know, but my point is that this choppiness is really hard to give you a proper risk-reward ratio, and you'll get stopped out unnecessarily a couple of times. And on the bigger time frames, just to go back to that 4-hour chart, for example. It's a lot more clean. As price starts moving, we get some pullbacks into this to this area here, but it never gets broken. And then finally we get another move, and then we have a pullback. This was the first pullback. This is the second, third. Never broke back up again. Then we saw another move down, and we have this consolidation phase with another push, and then we come back. So this is still a consolidation phase, and over here it breaks out, but we find of course this trend level very obvious. I would never place a trade over here or over here because I see this trend line is just around the corner. And then we come in and, well, we add some information in. I bet if I would put on an RSI or something like that, where can I? RSI. We could see some divergence around that area. Let's see if we do get divergence around here. We get this move, this overall move, and then over here we have a low. That's this one. Then we have another. No, divergence doesn't really add up over here, so let's forget that. But you know, this pin bar gives us information. These huge green moves give us information, and the break of this trend level, this trend line, finally gives us the and a certain retest level over here gives us the gives us an interesting entry. So if we want to put in a first trend line. So it's not the time yet to put in the trend line. So what I'm waiting for is a pullback from this one, like I pointed out on the daily chart. And after the pullback, I would be ready to enter this trade. I hope I can make my point. Just to add some of my my point here. This was a move up. We came back for the first time and we found support. That was over here. Yeah, this would be support, and then we had another move, made a small high, and we came back and we had another low. Then we made another move to the upside, came back, retested, very obvious level. Price seems to hold. Again, price makes a move. Not that big of a move, but we are finding support at this area right now, as we can see. Another move. So let's see. As long as this level gets is respected, there's no need to reevaluate the trade or anything. So that being said, I hope you get my point. Clean charts, make actual trading decisions based on information that makes sense. 4-hour daily charts, of course weekly charts, where the big boys are. Very clear price action. So my point in this video is swing trading versus day trading. I'm more of a swing trading guy. I'm also more of a trend trading guy. The longer the better. Positions run. It's very low risk and high profits. And the daily charts, I try to make a lot of money intraday, and I never was really successful because it's very hard to find actual levels that that matter. Well, if you zoom out enough on a lower time frame, of course you can, you know, and if you do proper analysis on a bigger time frame first, you know, sure you can find levels that actually matter, but it is hard. It's very choppy, so it's hard to execute a strategy. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.